All right, recording live. We are going to, hi Momo, check out some virtual RAID stuff. So we don't need Mozilla at the moment. We need my virtual machine, and I want to go into the settings for my virtual machine. So I'm using the virtual machine manager. And you can see here that originally I had a 10 gigabyte virtual disk that I assigned to this. I also set it to be able to access as a CD image, like make believe a CD drive, Fedora Workstation Live, just for fun. And then here I have a SATA disk with 1 gigabyte, and then I added another and another and another. So you can add virtual hardware pretty easily. You just use the add hardware option. And then I would do something like, let's make a 20 gigabyte drive, and I want that to be a disk, and I want it to be a SATA, or you could make it a SCSI or USB. You choose. I go with SATA. Read only shareable. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, and then you just click finish. Oh, let's not do 20. Let's just do one and then finish. And now I have a fifth disk that I can play with here if I want to. All right, so then I just boot up my device. So I've got Fedora server running here. And yep, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna try to set those up as a RAID array. Okay, that's annoying back there. Go away. Ta-ta. All right, log in. All right. So I'm in here as Gary. Now, a lot of what I need to do, I need to run as root. But first, I'm going to script it. And let's call it project VM RAID. And do a TS for TypeScript. Okay, script is recording. And then most of the commands I need to run need to be root. So just sudo each time will not necessarily be useful. Momo says hi. Hi, Momo. So we're just gonna change to root here. And since my root account is disabled through password login, I have to use, whoa, whoa, whoa. Didn't mean to do that. I have to use that. And re-enter my password to confirm. Okay, so now we're in this root. So let's list block devices, LSBLK, and we can see we have an SDA, B, C, D, and E along to my virtual drive that is split up into three partitions. All right, but the other ones aren't being used. So just to check, if we do a df-h capital T, we can see that only the VDA2 is mounted, and then otherwise we're using the logical volume manager for the root directory. All right, that looks good. All right. Next we are going to use the mdadmin command to create a new RAID array. We're going to call it dev/md0. Oops. Slash. All right. And then we're going to attach to that. Oh, actually, before we attach, we need to identify it as a level 5 and also RAID devices. And we're just going to use 4 of those suckers. And they are EV, SDA. And again, double check what your system says. DEV, SDB, and so on. All right, did I type it correctly? MD admin, create the device, MD0. We're going to do level 5 RAID. That's 4 devices, and those 4 devices are SDA, SDB, SDC, SDD, and then we're going to give it the verbose option to give us detail as it writes this. Okay. All right, let's think about this for a minute. Right. So I was playing with these earlier and they're already partitioned. So that's why I'm getting this message. Um, yes. Okay. Moving along. Let's do it like that. One. The process for these stats. Good. Okay. Good. And then let's check out what the config is. Looks like we have no config. So we'll have to write it. Okay, so that's empty. All right, so let's do MD admin. And we're going to get some details on the scan. Let's get lots of details. Okay. All right, so let's also check out okay, ID. Okay, that looks like the block device name of which one? Not sure. Let's double check. Let's grep that. And then just part of it. No, I guess we do the whole thing. Oh no, I can't copy and paste here. Which part do we want to use? Which part is unique? Well, let's just try part of it. F0310. That is not in there, really. Did I read it wrong? Oh, it's F8. I read it wrong. That occurs multiple times for each of those. Okay, interesting. Oh, Need a power source soon. All right. Um, Next thing I want to do is to add the detail as the config. So let's get that back, and then we're going to pipe that over to, not pipe, redirect, excuse me, etc, oops, md.admin.conf. And then let's cat that file. Okay, we have that in there now. All right, let's set up the file system. So we're going to mkfs and ext for file system on our dev/md0. Oops. Yep, do it anyway. Okay, and that's only because I was messing around with this before. You will not get that message, most likely. All right, looks good. Let's make a mount point. So we're going to, actually, I think I already made the mount point. So ls root directory. Yeah, so earlier I did an mkdir to make the data directory in the root of the file system. So if you didn't do that already, please do that. And then we can mount ev/md0 to that data mount point. And it'll guess at the file type since we didn't mention it, or file system type, excuse me. Oop. Okay, so now if we do a lsblk and show the file systems, we can see that they are all now RAID. And then if we do a dfht, we should see MD0 is an ext4 file system, and it's mounted at the /data mount point. Cool. All right, let's put some data in there. So let's copy over some stuff. Let's do the hosts. Let's see, what else do we have there? Let's put all those in there. And let's also put in the password file, which doesn't have passwords, but information about users that have passwords. Anything else we want to put in there? Let's see, do we have anything in etc scale? We have a basic bash profile and bash rc. So let's do what we just put the generic bash profile. So .bash profile in there. And in there it is /data. Okay, so ls data. Okay, we have stuff in there now. And again, it's ext4, which means it has a lost and found directory. Next, let's double check the details here. What did I get wrong? Hmm. What did I type wrong? MD admin. Oh, dash dash detail. Dash D is different. Okay. Looks good. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the assumption that we have a problem with the second storage device. So we're going to set it to be a problem. So we're going to do that. We're going to use the mdadm command, and we're going to manage this system. And we're going to set as faulty in this array the device, which is the second one. So mine started with A, so that'd be B. So we got some kind of message that SDB was having some troubles by maybe a file system check. All right. Looks good. All right, so that we're going to check the details again, and we can see that SDB is not active. And then because we set up a RAID 5, we should still see that in data, we still have all of our stuff. Okay, looking good. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to end this experiment. So we will unmount the file system. And once it's unmounted, we can then stop the RAID array. Okay. And then we can use the fdisk to eliminate the RAID array as a file system. So if we do a df-ht, capital T, we can see what? Oh, nothing. We have to do the lsbok. And lsbok says that they're all there. If we add the -f to that, then we can see that they're part of a RAID array. So we're going to turn off the RAID array. So to do that, we have to reformat. So we're going to use an fdisk on each device. So I'm going to do an fdisk /dev/sda. And yep, and then I'm going to rewrite that. And so now if I check back here, I can see that SDA is now nothing. Cool. And we'll do that for each of the others. So we're going to do that for B, right, and C. So we're freeing them up for other uses, like a ZFS. Excellent. All right. Quit and exit root and exit script. And thank you for playing. Ta-ta for now.